So good morning, guys. A quick update on the Robert Sylvester Kelly Chicago case. I hope you are all doing well. I have been listening to a reporter. You people might know him across the way. His name is Byron. Okay. So the Hip-hop Inquirer is a reporter for the Hip-hop Inquirer. I have just watched a couple of his tweets on Twitter, and I've obviously listened to him previously in the last trial of Robert Sylvester Kelly, the New York trial. And I heard some of his commentary and stuff, and he has a YouTube channel as well. And, I listened, and so I started plugging into him again on this case, listening to him behind the scenes as much as I can, And so, not surprising, guys. I don't know who's informed of this information. I'm sure probably Paddy last over here, but this is quite interesting. The government has recently filed a motion, citing a case law at the same time, one of the case laws. So is it Mr. Pelosi or something? Is it Pelosi or something like that? Forgive me. It sounds like, Polish, maybe. I don't know. So he's one of the prosecutors on the Chicago case right now. Or she. Is it she? And the motion is to ask Mrs. Bonjean, the defence attorney, acting on behalf of her client, Robert Sylvester Kelly, to stop posting her tweets while the trial is pending, as it disparages the prosecution team. So what did Mrs. Bonjean tweet on her last tweet? Which was thanks for support, for all the support. What did she say? Robert is doing well, didn't she? I don't have the tweet in front of me. Robert is doing well. And they were looking forward, basically, to the brawl and the trial. Yeah, getting down to it. And that even if the government pulls one dirty trick after another. So I don't know, I'm sure everybody has seen the trial, or at least clippets of it, of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. You remember that? And her defence team argued, or tried to say, they did say actually, that the jurors were going home, obviously, and looking at the media and being informed. And so basically it was more persuaded by public opinion. The jury was persuaded by public opinion when they came back with their verdict. So naturally, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's case has been a big influence in the changes moving forward for men who are victims of domestic abuse and defamation of character. And, I couldn't help but think of that when it came to my mind. So the United States of America's government, the prosecution team, I believe, are showing their hand in this case. And so that's why I'm coming out to say this. Us supporters, dedicated supporters, have never doubted the innocence of Robert Sylvester Kelly. It's not an easy one when we're influenced by so much media. And not only that, people coming up against each other on YouTube. or creating so much hostility in, I guess, creating confusion, I have to ask myself what that's about. I think it's really bizarre, first and foremost. It's very bizarre that we had Mr. Kelly up on a RICO charge on the last case, New York case, right? Of this man being a ring of an enterprise. Yeah, a criminal enterprise. But yet, the same behaviour and activity that represented his case was going on YouTube, on social media, and behind the scenes, and in front of our eyes. You know, to make a man like Robert Sylvester Kelly, the artist, look as guilty as sin. I don't know if you agree, but I have been very observant to it for quite a long time. You know? And so that's why I'm interested to find out who set the ball rolling. Because I guess common sense would tell anybody, let alone never meeting an artist, that when you're at that calibre, you know, a craftsman never falls below its craftsmanship. I'm a firm believer in that. You know, they've got a certain standard and class. And no matter how far down the scale he would go, he would not produce this type of behaviour or activity. You know? And so I know that Dennis did do a video that I actually listened to this morning in terms of updating people. Now, I think it was put out prior, just a week before the trial, the Chicago trial, about scammers. People being at it again, reporting to the media about Joycelyn Savage, R.Kelly's fiancée, being pregnant, which is fake news. She is hardly going to do that, regardless of what other people believe and think. But the most important thing is what we do with that information. You know, so i.e., I sent the Independent, Lewis, Chilton, Clinton, is it? Lewis, in the Independent over here, an email. And so I followed that with a bit of action and said it was fake, and put out the latest post of Mrs. Bonjean. And so I leave it there. I don't run with it. I don't gain off other people's misery or difficult situations. Do you know what I mean? And when I see established bloggers doing this, to the point of reading out what the hell was wrote in this airy-fairy fucking Mills and Booms book that's supposed to be allegedly to be put out by a Joycelyn Savage, or Kelly's fiancé. Now, let's be honest here. Do you not think if that lady was going to put out a book, it would be a bestseller? You know? Mr. Kelly has no physical contact with her, but because of his own standards,